Chosen to share what she did as a space tourist. She is completing her 7th speech, which is Research Your Topic, and the title of her speech is My First Shuttle Launch. Please help me welcome Paula Sullivan.
So those were just some of the sights and sounds of the space shuttle launch that I went and experienced with my husband. Back in 2008, we decided to go watch a shuttle launch because we've always watched it on TV, watched it up in the air. So it was time to go to the space shuttle, watch a space launch at Kennedy Space Center. So when we went there, first we were going to go see STS 106, which is the name of the launch. And their goal and their mission was to deliver cargo and to the new module that they have up there, which the Russians are going to be staying in. It was prepared for them for in the fall. So before we went there, we had to book our tickets for the hotel room and got our tickets for the launch, which we were sent, because we had to have boarding passes and everything. But when we went to book our hotel room, needless to say, it was $249 a night, for just launch night, that is. And that was kind of shocking, but we went ahead and did it because it was, what we planned on doing. So next we went over to the shuttle. We stayed the night. We had to get up at 4:30, 4 o'clock in the morning to go to the Space Center to be there before dawn. It was an early morning launch, so you had to go there and get your bus ride to the viewing site, which is actually like, they had to shuttle you out there, and you're out there for like 2 to 3 hours prior to the launch and stuff. So you're standing in this open field in the dark because it was still at dawn time. So we were, waiting, and everybody else was standing out there, and we're kind of muggy and tired and nowhere to sit, nobody sleepers. If you've seen it on TV, the news media, they get to sit. This is also 6 miles from the launch site. The news media, they get to sit 3 miles from the launch site. So when we're waiting, we're sitting there looking in the fields, we were watching the countdown, listening to the countdown, T-3, 2, 1. And we're sitting there looking, waiting, where's it coming out at? Next thing we know, we hear it coming out from behind these trees. And next thing you know, you see the smoke and the shuttle up in the air. We're expecting kind of to see the open flames, the smoke coming off the launch pad. That was kind of disappointing, but it was still an experience that we're glad that we went through. If you ever get a chance, you might want to go ahead and let's see a launch. Now they don't have the space shuttle, but we still have rockets, and we are still improving our launch vehicles to go up to space. The next, for the rest of the day, we went over to the Kennedy Space Center, which they had a few things to do. And one of them is they took you on a tour bus to go to see these different sites. One of them was the International Space Center's clean room, which is where they assemble all their little modules that they took up to space. You see you can sit there and look through the window, and everybody's in their uniforms, their cover-ups and their helmets. You can see them assembling the modules. And we also got to see the mock-up of the launch tower, launch control center, the old one that they had before it was all transferred over to Houston, which was kind of interesting. So you would think it would be huge, but it wasn't. It was kind of small. And then we had another bus ride. We took over to the LC-39 observatory, where you can see a close-up view of the launch pad out in the open, and you can also see the rest of the Kennedy Space Center, which was kind of interesting. Kennedy Space Center is also a nature preserve as well. They also have nature, a lot of nature there. And from there, we also saw, looking out at the distance, a little creepy crawler transportation thing. And that is what they would carry the space shuttle and the Saturn V rockets that they used to have. And you look at this thing, and it's kind of unique because it's like, how can it carry all this? It actually can carry 6 million pounds. So it's big enough to carry that big old Saturn V. And it goes really slow. It goes nuts. In order to go from the complex to the vehicle assembly building, it takes about 5 hours. It's a creepy crawler. So you wonder, okay, well, they're taking it up to the launch pad, then now they're going to bring it back. You always hear those stories about the flights being canceled and so forth. That's that part. Then we also got to go see the Saturn V rocket, which was really interesting because it's huge. You would not know the size of what they put in space, but if you look at it, this is actually the Saturn V. There's the man. So, you would think that it's not that big, but it is huge. You're standing up against it, and there's Saturn V, and here you are. Anybody wants to take a close-up view of it? There it is. And just to let you know a little bit, I'm kind of using the notes because it's researcher topic. By the way, the crawler, I'm going to go back to that in a moment. Like I said, that was the million tons. The Saturn V was used to launch Skylab, first American space station. 2016, it remains the tallest, heaviest, and most powerful rocket ever brought to operational status and holds records for the heaviest payload launched and the largest payload capacity to low Earth orbit. At a height of 363 feet, the Saturn V was 58 feet taller than the Statue of Liberty from the ground to the torch, and 48 feet taller than the Big Ben clock tower. The shuttle is only 184 feet. So when we got done with our bus tour, we actually took a little bit more. There's other stuff to do at the Space Center, such as visiting the rock gardens, meet an astronaut. We didn't really do that because it wasn't the time yet. You can also go see the astronaut memorial, which is kind of cool because you see all the list of memorials from the astronauts. And you can also sit in a mock-up of the space shuttle and feel the G-force feeling of the shuttle. Nowadays, they have the Atlantis there, so you can actually explore that one. I think that should be interesting as well. From there, we went to the Astronaut Hall of Fame, where you can see the astronaut memorabilia, and interactive simulators, and also the spacecraft that they used to fly in, such as the Mercury spacecraft and the Apollo 14 command module you get to see over there. And we also saw, because they had the Liberty Bell there as well. The Liberty Bell had crashed in the ocean with Dism, so they had a display there. Nowadays, the space shuttle, of course, has been retired, and now it's been retired in order to find a replacement. They're more efficient and more powerful vehicle to launch to the moon and to Mars. And right now we're using SpaceX, and we're still exploring our options. We're going to resume control back to John, our Toastmaster.